Everything. He's definitely being a good leader, helping us out. Trying to get us all on the same page. It is tough because everybody's coming together and we're learning something new. But he has a little bit of history in it, it's just like me. But he's definitely happy and excited and has a positive energy towards moving forward and the task that's in front of him.
How much does this offense need a quarterback that's able to throw the deep ball? This is what we've seen with Matt Ryan last year and other things.
Brian can throw the deep ball. Yeah. That definitely opens up everything else for our offense, especially with Marquise and Aldrick and those guys going deep. It's definitely a thing that we need. And Brian, he's overthrown them in practice a couple of times, but it's a good weapon to have. And when you know those guys can go deep, it's always in the back of the defense's mind. But we definitely need that in our offense, and Brian will connect.
Pierre, there's not another guy that's really close to you as far as just what they've done in their career. You're clearly the most established guy. Do you see guys that can emerge and, if not have the type of career you've had, but, at least have that type of promise?
Yeah, those guys are working hard. Marquise is being a student of the game. He's trying to learn everything on the fly in the film room. Aldrick, he's been in the offense since, I even got to watch him with him. So he's definitely one of those guys that can definitely keep growing, especially being in this offense where his numbers will continue to grow. It's definitely a younger class, but those guys are working hard, especially with the new coach where they're trying to, impress the guys, Mike LaFleur and, Kyle.
Are you able to tell whether the defense that you're practicing again at this stage in an off season is going to be good when the season begins? I mean, is that something that you've been able to do over the course of your career?
No, not the off season. It's hard to tell against our defense that we're going against, but one play during the season can make the whole defense look bad when they've been playing good all game. So it's hard to tell what kind of defense is going to show up, for our 16 games. But they are playing well. They have to stop the run, but they're mixing up things against us because we go against them every day, and they kind of understand what we do, and the coaches kind of script practice up. But they are, a solid defense where we have a lot of confidence in them.
Do they seem like a fast unit? I mean, what jumps out about that defense when you're going?
We can't run the ball or throw the ball against our defense, so everything's standing out. But they're doing a good job where, that front seven with Bo there and Malcolm Smith is playing very well against the pass defense. And, those guys are, Eric Reed is in the box. He's playing more like a linebacker, and Michael Smith is playing more like a safety. So, but it's a lot of things that they're doing to kind of throw us off. But, looking forward to the season where they can, show what they have and, stop the team's offense.
Does that frustrate you, or do you know it's just part and parcel?
It's very frustrating, but it's part of the off season that things that you have to go through. The defense have to work on stuff, offense have to work on stuff. But in the season, we don't know what's going to throw at, but we have to be ready to react to anything. But it's very frustrating, but it's part of the game, man. You just got to keep moving forward.
Having been in a scheme that has outside zone concepts before, how important is blocking on the perimeter, and how much do you drive that home to your fellow receiver?
Oh, yeah, well, the coaches, everybody, and preach blocking from the running back coach so that the running backs can get more yards to the receiver coach and the head coach, because if you're blocking your guy, obviously, it makes the play, from a 5-yard to a 15-yard, 20-yard, and doing your job is just part of being a football player. And when it's time for you to get the ball, those running backs and offensive linemen have to block too as well, and the quarterback got to carry out his fake to get the defenders away so your play can be that more maximized to its full potential. So it's it's preached in the receiver room. We are happy to do it because we get to be a little physical with the DBs, and it's just part of the job, part of the game.
What are your impressions been of Trent Taylor?
Trent Taylor's he's very quick, very good. He's still learning. He's got a lot, but he's fitting right at home in the slot position where you can tell that's where he's comfortable at. He's learning our system, our offense, but he's definitely going to do well for us. He's a tough guy, catches the ball well. He's quick, fast. He's going to make a lot of plays for us this year.
Does he remind you of anyone in particular?
Remind me of a lot of guys, from the West Warwick to Elderman to Nick Williams that was in Atlanta with Kyle and those guys. But, the slot guy that's, got to make those tough catches in between the linebackers and, beat those linebackers and nickel DBs.
Yeah, Anquan Bolden led this team in reception for, I think, 3 years. He was the go-to guy, obviously, physical player. Do you see yourself kind of fitting that kind of role this season with this team? The veteran savvy, and is your game similar to that?
A lot of people tell me that I remind him of Van Quan. You know, he is a good friend of mine. We work out together a lot back home in Florida, and he lives close to me. He helps me out on off the field stuff too, to tell you the truth. But my job is to do whatever Cal coaches need me to do. You know, they're throwing a lot at me, and I'm processing it and coming along. But you know, once things get going, I'm sure it'll be easy. Just back to football, whatever happens. I'll be there, try to make the best of it, to tell you the truth.
When you came to the league, you worked on your route running over and over and over again. Is there someone in the room that you see doing the same type of?
Oh yeah, we Marquise is working on it. You know, all the guys are working on it because every year you have to reset everything and try to get better and continue to find a way to get improve your game, because defenses do watch what you do, what you like to do. So you have to keep improving and keep having a wide diverse game when you're playing, so you just can't stick to one thing. But Marquise is working on his route. I'm still working on my route. The younger guys are working on their routes, and just everything from getting off the ball, coming off the ball, catching the ball, seeing it, and making things happen.
It sounds like the way you characterize it, that the defense was far ahead of the offense.
I wouldn't say far ahead. Today they got it was more internal things that was going on, but they had a good day today. But overall, we know one play can change the whole day of a defense.
So that was only a third practice we've seen. Have there been days where the offense?
Of course. But it goes back and forth, and some of these periods are scripted where some people are scripted for success.
Well, that's one of the things we talk about with the deep ball. We haven't seen it really from Brian in the 3 practices that we've been out. So would you say that he is airing it out, or?
Yeah, he's airing it out. He's, like I said, he's overthrown those guys. But it's getting familiar with Marquise and Brian, because Brian was more removed from this offense, but he understands it. Marquise has to understand it, and you have to go through it a lot to perfect it. Which there's a very small percentage on deep balls, but we have 2 guys that can definitely do it. So once we see how it's not supposed to be done, and once we mess up so many times, we'll get it right, and we'll be on the same page. Yeah, we'll be on the same page. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can go deep too. I can go deep too, but my job is whatever they need me to do.
What have you seen out of Rashard Robinson?
He's doing well. He's has a lot of confidence, but in the off season where there's no referees, no flags and stuff like that. But we definitely need that. Definitely DBs think that they can do anything and everything, but I'm happy that he's on our team, that he's giving us a good look on defense, and looking for a good year from him to continue to carry that from the offseason to the regular season.
A lot of the receivers are about 6 foot and under. Is that a disadvantage when you don't have a taller target in the group, or is that because the tight ends have the size, but it seems like all the receivers are?
It's not a disadvantage because we already know who we are, and we have to get open regardless of what it is. And the quarterback has to know what he's working with, coaches and receivers, so we have to use what we have to our advantage.